Yes.
So Sabrina, this is
not yet until
that was Michael Dietrich, and more members are coming in. Great. I was concerned that given the time specified, it was going to be difficult for a lot of members to join in, but things are looking good.
No.
I see Chula is here too as well. Hey, Chula, welcome.
yes. Actually, we have few members. There is
Drew is just joining. There he is.
Phoenix.
Hi,
Hello,
my friend.
Chula. Hi. Timo
Hi.
has joined us. Hi, Timo. It's nice to see you.
Hi, Alexandra.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Where
Hello,
are
Timo.
you now, Timo?
Hi, Timo.
Are you
Hello,
in the
Timo.
Czech or in Sweden?
In Prague. We spent
In
the summer
Prague.
in Sweden welcoming our firstborn, which was amazing. But now back in Prague and working away from here.
Okay. Hello,
Timo,
hello, Drew.
congratulations.
Thank
Hi. I'm sitting in Bangkok, so it's a bit late, but I'm here. I'll have
Okay.
to
Hi,
pop
Drew.
out later on, but I'm still here.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi, Drew.
Edmund is a
Timo,
new
I see
face,
the beginning
actually.
of gray hair here on the side after these hours of fatherhood.
It is a little bit. We're underslept, but we're very happy.
Welcome to the parenting, to the parent world,
Yeah.
To the parent
That's how it
club.
is.
the parents club. But luckily, I'm almost stepping out. You know, Emil has moved. My son has moved away, so he is studying in the other city. So now I need
Now I'm
to.
free.
I'm working
If I can
on
add to that,
letting
it's very
him go.
unusual for Swiss people to go study in another city.
It's not
One of
unusual,
the
not so
things,
much.
anyway, I think it's unusual because in the US, we all go away from home. We do not, if we can afford it, we do not want to stay within 100 miles from our parents. Having said that, it was always very funny for me watching the Swiss kids on Fridays walking with the luggage. And in that luggage was not, the clothing for this wonderful weekend adventure they had in plans. It was their dirty laundry to take to their mothers. Very wise.
That's also my fate. So it's
If I think it's 5 minutes after, we have an unusually long agenda today. My voice could go at any moment. So I apologize if suddenly I can no longer talk, to my chagrin. I think we need to get started. People will arrive as they arrive. For those who do not arrive on time, we'll certainly be sharing the minutes of this meeting. And as the agenda is as long as it is, we will certainly not get to everything we need to get to. So there will be a written document shared with everybody with the important highlights, informations that all of you as members need to have. Before I begin, I would like to extend my gratitude and my deep sense of thanks to all of the members of the council. You are responsible for me being here at the Worlddidac. It is thanks to you and your continuous efforts that have given me the guidance that is so important in learning about a new association. I would like to give my deepest thanks to the guidance given to me by the Secretariat, in particularly Alexandra, without whose help I still wouldn't know how to open Teams. Katerina's our new reinforcement in the Secretariat, and her vision and her understanding of team management and interesting new tools will revolutionize how we work in 2025. So thank you all. And most importantly, I want to thank all of the members collectively. It is thanks to you that we're here. And to start, if If you will forgive me, rather than giving an extemporaneous speech, I will say a few words that I have prepared in writing. It's not how I normally express myself, but given my limited voice and my limited brain capability today, this I think is the best way forward. So my message to all of you, to the General Assembly, is that as 2024 draws to a close, we gather here to reflect on our progress and elect a new council, continuing our tradition of over 7 decades as a democratic and representative organization. It is also my honor as Director General to address you, our valued members. We have a mission and a mission, and it is aligning that is of critical importance. So Worlddidac's vision of being a global hub for education remains vital in today's interconnected world. Facing challenges like digital transformation, skill shortages, and inclusivity, our mission to connect organizations, experts, and companies is more critical than ever. By fostering dialogue and innovation, we align with global efforts like Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which promote high quality and accessible education for all, which is part of the vision of each one of you. In 2024, there have been achievements and milestones. I will just mention two. And this year brought significant achievements in terms of we have signed a contract and we were expanding Worlddidac Asia through a partnership with CEIA, China Educational Equipment Industry Association, the largest in China, which will bring the 11th Worlddidac Asia Expo to Shanghai in 2025. It will feature in excess of 300 exhibitors and visitations by over 40,000 attendees, and an exhibition surface that will exceed 37,000 square meters. This event will boost revenue and open valuable opportunities for all of our members in all areas of education, from pre-education through tertiary, including technical and vocational education. A second achievement that we're pursuing during the end of 24 and beginning of 25 is UN NGO status. Our application to ECOSOC, the Economic Commission of the United Nations, is supported by UNIDO, and it positions us to become a leading voice in global education, offering members access to international forums and partnerships. This enhances our role within UNESCO. So these successes highlight the power of collaboration within our community, supported by our dedicated secretariat, council, and all of you members. Good years also have difficulties, and there certainly were challenges, and from those challenges, important lessons were learned. We face hurdles, including financial constraints and organizational setbacks, particularly with the 2023 Worlddidac event held in Bern. These challenges underscore the need for reliable partnership, realistic timelines, and transparent communication. These lessons we have learned, and in my opinion, have strengthened our resilience and prepare us for a very interesting future of growth. For 2025, we do have a strategic focus. Our priorities include financial sustainability, member support, which is our core mission after all, brand promotion, and global influence. Key initiatives in support of these include, obviously, the Worlddidac Asia and delegations, expanding our global presence through flagship events and targeted delegations to regions like Kenya, Washington, and Latin America. The Future Talk Conference, which will be hosting in works right now, a high-profile discussion on education and sustainability, featuring global leaders in education and industry. If we play our cards correctly and obtain the support of China's Ministry of Education and Foreign Affairs, we will see quite a number of foreign ministers present, and it will give an opportunity for you, our members who will be participating in Worlddidac Asia, to enhance and obtain an understanding of how education is being perceived by those who set the agenda. Another important event is that we are considering relocation of our European events. We're exploring new venues in cities like Madrid, Warsaw, and Paris to enhance engagement and accessibility. We're also advocating for partnerships, strengthening ties to UNESCO, UNIDO, and foundations like the Qatar Foundation and WISE to amplify our impact and member opportunities, as many of these foundations and organizations also do direct funding for educational products. And if I can, I would like to make a call to action. Worlddidac's strength lies in its members, and your active involvement ensures that our mission remains aligned with your needs. By participating in events, by contributing ideas, or serving on the council, you shape the future of the association. We at the Secretariat are here to serve you. Our mission is to forward your interest, obviously within a concept of neutrality. Together, we can harness our shared expertise and commitment to advance education globally, making it inclusive, sustainable, and transformative for all, which is a win-win for all our members. I would like to thank you for your dedication and support. I welcome your feedback as we embark on this exciting journey together. And I give all of you my warm regards and advise you that within the next couple of weeks, you will all be receiving emails where we establish, a 15 to 30-minute conversation with you so we can get your feedback, so we can incorporate your ideas moving forward. Right now would normally be the moment in which our president, Dr. Nader Imani, would give his welcome to all of you and some of his passing thoughts gained over 2 years of leadership of the association as president. Sadly, due to an unexpected family emergency, he is not able to be present with us. So I would like to deliver some of his words. So as I conclude my presidency of the Worlddidac Association after 4 transformative years, I take this opportunity to reflect on our journey together during the 2023-24 term. Despite the challenges we face, particularly in adapting our exhibition models amidst a rapidly changing landscape, I am proud to say that we have successfully managed our continuity of our finances and thrive as a community dedicated to support education worldwide. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Secretariat, the Association's leadership, and the Council for their unwavering support and innovative approaches. Together, we have navigated difficult times while welcoming new members into our association, reinforcing our commitment to fostering a vibrant and inclusive educational ecosystem. Our strategic aims have guided us through various critical chapters, each encapsulated in our mantra: go horizontal, go digital, go green, go global, go education. We have recognized the vital role education plays horizontally in supporting diverse economic sectors, creating essential skills, and securing jobs. By contributing to socioeconomic progress, we have reinforced education as a cornerstone of sustainability and development. We have encouraged our members to embrace innovation and explore new frontiers in digital education. Our initiatives aim to take quality education accessible to anyone, anywhere, at any time, promoting gender equity and enhancing learning outcomes for all. In our pursuit of sustainability, we have emphasized the importance of green education in decarbonizing our societal models. By integrating energy efficiency, renewable energies, and circular economic principles into our educational framework, we're committed to leaving a healthier planet for future generations. Our footprint has expanded, creating opportunities for members across all continents. Worlddidac stands as a truly global educational supplier association, partnering with stakeholders to drive an adapted educational agenda that meets the needs of our time. Through specialized exhibitions, trade delegations, webinars, and conferences, we have enhanced our global presence and influence. We firmly believe that education is the key to addressing the myriad challenges facing humanity by fostering tolerance, empathy, and lifelong learning. From early childhood education to adult education, we are paving the way for a brighter future characterized by opportunity and quality education for all. As I step down, I want to express my profound appreciation for the trust you have placed in me as the Worlddidac Association's president over these past 4 years. I am grateful for all the members of the Secretariat, the leadership team, and the Council for their dedication and collaboration. I look forward to serving the Association in the role of President Emeritus, continuing our shared mission beyond 2024. Together, let us carry forward the vision of Worlddidac, an association committed to empowering education supply chain globally. Nader Imani, PhD. Thank you for listening to my words and to Nader's words. There is a series of documents, some of them quite long, as my message to you, the members. I hope you will have the patience to read it. It really outlines part of my vision. There is an executive summary with it for those who lack the time, but I think that there could be interesting insight in that. And now I leave the floor to Miriam, our current vice president and soon to be president at the end on starting January 1st, 2025. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Rodrigo, for your words. Thank you also to the Secretariat that has been so helpful, Alex and Kathy. And also I want to thank here to Nader Imani that he showed me how to do things and he led me in this path that I'm taking. So he has been a very good guide and for me and also the rest of the leadership team that sometimes we are talking and sometimes we don't get to anything, but it's true that we learned a lot. So it has been very enjoyable and very rich for all of us that we are passionate with education. Okay, so as Vice President of the Worlddidac, I'm excited as I'm going to be, if God wants, beginning next year, what it will be my vision for the future of the association. I'm not going to talk that long as Rodrigo because I like to go to the point. But I can say to you that I grow with this association. I remember when I was 10 years old, that Worlddidac was there. And to be honest, from the point of view of our company, from Edibon, Worlddidac has helped us a lot to grow. We have a guidance where to go, which market, it was for many years for us stamp a quality assurance that Worlddidac being behind. So let me share with you what is my vision for the future or our vision for the future. I see Worlddidac as a group of members, a group of manufacturers of teaching materials and affiliates related with education. So our main will be to help our members increase their international presence. I always say that together we are stronger, and we have to help our members. Many of them are SME, small companies or medium companies, and the main focus for us should be help them grow internationally. How we are planning to do that in three main different ways. One is expanding international distribution channels. we are thinking, no, we are going to work a lot in order to increase one of the main headaches or the main necessities for a SME company to grow is to have a good dealer network. So that would be one of the main targets for us, how we can increase that dealer network for our members. So we have thought of having different exhibitions, organized different conferences, exhibitions in each region of the world, one in Europe, one in China, one in Asia, Central Asia, Africa, North America, South America. So I think that will help our members to find local companies in all these regions. We are also going to improve our database. So that's something we are working very much on, dealer database, in order to have that service for our members. Because, okay, the second point will be to boost the market knowledge. We were in a exhibition, Rodrigo, 2 days ago, and we were trying to convince some people to become members of the Worlddidac. And some of them, they make us some questions regarding how much taxes do I need to pay in one country? So this kind of information that many of us we know is very valuable for the SME companies. So having this information in order for them to not feel afraid to go outside and export, I think that's something we can also help about. We are visiting to know more the market. We are visiting and we are organizing several trade missions to the main international financing organisms like the World Bank, ADB, African Development Bank. So the idea will be to go to this funding institution to talk to them and see from the first sight what kind of projects or what kind of interest they are going to finance, that at the end are the way. It's good to know where we should focus our efforts. Okay. And the third point, which is also very important, is to strengthen our collective identity. We are a group of people that we know a lot, all of us. So it's good to put Worlddidac as a union of companies that we can collaborate in many projects and in many different markets, and also because the standard of quality, the standards of quality that Worlddidac has normally, that is a very good reputation, and that help us. They should help us a lot, the members. So the idea will be to listen more to the members, see what are their necessities, and at the end help them grow. That is, I think, at least my main focus and my main target to those companies that are members from Worlddidac. They are not alone, and they can export any country. Okay, so having said that, that's more or less my speech, which is not that long. And I appreciate anybody. If you want to talk to me, you know where I am. I'm really very open to listen to you. And I think the communication is very important, okay, with the members. Okay, so I think that's all, Rodrigo.
Thank you, Miriam, for that. And I think you really hit the nail on the head when you made reference to the fact that even though we are competitors in some markets, we are also members of the same association, and even competitors can cooperate for the greater good. A few months ago, you were part of a very interesting delegation that met with the Ministry of Education of Kenya, the international organizations there, universities, etc. And one of the things that really surprised me as someone new to this type of a dialogue, coming from geopolitics, where more often than not, finding compromise is quite difficult, was that at the end of those 3 days, major companies, global companies and SMEs were talking about how they could cooperate together to create opportunities for themselves, but also to provide good quality service in Kenya through cooperation. So thank you for setting that as part of our agenda for the next 2 years. I think there's tremendous opportunities there. Alex, what is next? If you could lead us through this. You're in mute.
Okay. Well, we should follow with probably you all have been provided with the documentation where actually the whole thing, the minutes of the extraordinary assembly we had last year. So last year, at the end of the year, there was a need of introducing some extreme important changes to the association. And because of that, we had to conduct the 2 general assemblies, actually. The first one was particular on changing the membership fee structure, and the second one was the annual general assembly. We put minutes of both because it's a part of legal process, put into the documentation, and so you can follow it within it. Also, the documentation will also be published in the member area, where you can pull it down in case you have, I don't know, it went lost on the way to you. The next point, what we would like to share with you is the overview of our former events. Yeah, Rodrigo.
Thank you very much, Alexandra. Again, one of those eye-opening events took place in Kigali, Rwanda, where Worlddidac Pavilion was open at the eLearning Africa event. The concept of putting together an exhibition alongside high-level conference in which ministers of state were present, both from education and CIT, in which there was an opportunity for them to interact directly with the different leaders of industry and academia and international organizations that were present, really made this event for me a change in what a good exhibition is all about. And I think this is something that both Steve McKee and Nader, Miriam, and others have been talking about. But until you really experience a good event like this, you don't realize the power in it. And truly, the May 29th to 31st, 2024 event was extremely powerful. I do not a single member of Worlddidac that participated. And if I may add, not a single member who went to that event left without a positive experience. And this is what I think is tremendously important. You gain new contact information, you perhaps make contact B2B opportunities, but more importantly, your mind is open to new ways to look at educational opportunities. And I think everyone that was there would agree with me. We were truly privileged to be there, and we had planned to be at the eLearning Africa event in Tanzania in 2025. More information about it is available on our website, as well as through regular communications coming from the Secretariat to all of you. Any thoughts or questions? Thank you. Next, following immediately to the event in Rwanda, the delegation moved onwards to Nairobi, Kenya. There we met with the Ministry of Education. We met with UNIDO and other UN organizations. We met with Don Bosco Africa, as well as Strasbourg University. Again, very powerful interactions. Then we had the pleasure of meeting with the Kenyan Chamber of Commerce. And again, a very powerful opportunity for our members. Key topics that were discussed, as I just mentioned a moment ago, the establishment of centers of excellence that is still in conversations. There were also the idea of joint proposal for project fundraising, meaning that we would not approach UNIDO as just you and your own company, but you might identify another company that could partner with you to strengthen the position of your own project and request for funding. And the idea that we can actually strengthen both the international organizations and the local governments' understanding of what successful education models can be today. There seems to be a significant lag. To give an example, in technical and vocational education, the ministry formulates the academic program for those studying TVET. The needs of industry evolve, and by the time the students graduate, they no longer have the skill set that is necessary. So we are in continuous dialogue with both parties in Kenya to try to find a way to solve that breach in knowledge. And this is a role that I think Worlddidac and its members, because at the end of the day, no one knows better what the cutting edge of educational technology, of educational methodologies is than you. You are developing the next phase. Any thoughts, questions, additional remarks? See, this is what I miss Nader. I'm pretty sure he would have said a couple of things already and given my voice a chance to recover. Next.
Yeah.
World Skills Lyon 2024 was held in a few weeks ago. Again, a new experience for me. Wow. Jason is certainly someone who can say a lot more about this than I can. But Jason, why don't you tell us a little bit so that I can recuperate my voice?
Thank you, Rodrigo. Now, the World Skills event is really a dynamic event for Worlddidac to be engaged with and become part of. I believe there's around 86 countries around the world that are members of the World Skills Organization. Every country has a World Skills entity within that country. And that's a lot of where our members could also help move in the market and so on. But when we think about Worlddidac and the mission of bringing education and industry together, there's nothing better as an example of world skills and the world skills movement about how that happens. When we think just about Africa and what's going on in Africa and the importance of Worlddidac to be present in Africa, World Skills is also investing in Africa through World Skills Africa, and countries like Kenya, countries like Nairobi, and others that are building up that skill talent. They're building up that workforce. They're building up the talent pipeline around skills, and World Skills really becomes that conduit to where we really can meet with education, meet with those different partners, meet with others that really truly bring our members the benefit of the organization. But you would never believe a World Skills event until you actually participate in one and come by and see it. It is an incredible event where young people are really truly demonstrating their mastery of skills and really highlighting what countries are doing around the world. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, Rodrigo. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank you very much. I would like to add that very often many of the delegations are led by very high-level Ministry of Education functionaries, the real decision makers at the end of the day, just below the ministers. They're the people that remain when governments change. So the network of relationships you can build there is tremendous. The next World Skills event is going to be held in 2026 in Shanghai. I would like to mention that in 2025, September 17th to the 19th, Worlddidac Asia will be taking place also in Shanghai. And we're already making outreach to World Skills in China. And I think it behooves us as Worlddidac to reach out to World Skills International and see what is possible in terms of cooperation and promotion for the good of both events, because at the end of the day, we all bring important skills, important knowledge, important experience to our members, which at the end of the day, it is not just the suppliers of educational solutions, it is also young people who want to create a better future. Any thoughts, ideas? Next. I would like to invite our Michael Dietrich, our member of the council who represented Worlddidac at Don Bosco Tech International. Don Bosco is perhaps the largest single TVET educator in the world. Michael, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you, Rodrigo. Okay, I hope you have a bit rest, but I have not so long speech. You're right, Don Bosco is one of the largest organizations in the TVET sector for TVET education. In Manila was already then, especially for the organization in the ASEAN region, but also with some participants from Don Bosco Tech in Africa, Latin America, and Europe was there. And I have the honor to present in a short speech Worlddidac as an organization and make the participants a bit attentful, but also have the possibilities, of course, to present in a very quality conference our solutions. The focus was in green technologies, automotive, and agriculture. That was one of the main topics, what was interesting for the Don Bosco participants from the different region. And I was also together with some of the colleagues of Stephen. What was the name? Stephen, can you help me? Your colleague from Australia.
Brad.
Brad, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Brad was there to present the digital solution, and that was also, I was surprised that Don Bosco is very open also for a solution like that, because of the structure and the organization structure and the participants of young students, because not all of them have the possibility to go to the schools or to the vocational schools and ATC, that the new technologies like digital content was a very important fact for them to see which kind of solutions we have in the market. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rodrigo.
Thank you very much, Michael. Any thoughts anyone would like to add to this? Next.
The next is the subject I already mentioned. It was this extraordinary General Assembly we were forced to conduct again for a couple of reasons. And the first, our auditor has complained that the statutes hadn't been prepared properly, the previous, which is very controversial because our lawyer was convinced that everything was okay with it. Anyway, additional point, as you see, was during the meetings in UNIDO in Kenya, it was strongly recommended that we shall adjust, or we may want to adjust these statutes to the, how do you call it, running law, and so taking
we can be
this, yeah, to be, yeah. You are very welcome to take over, Rodrigo. I want.
All right, thank you. Anyway, UNIDO and the resident coordinator of the United Nations, who is the head of the United Nations in Kenya, which is really charged with all of Africa. They're interested in cooperating more with us and with our members. To facilitate that, if we are a UN recognized accredited NGO, the formalities of exploring funding opportunities, exploring or participating in projects, the opportunity of having a voice within UN debates will be present as UN accredited NGO. As long as we are not, it only occurs in an ad hoc basis. So they asked us to please do so. In order to be a UN recognized NGO, we needed to have more democratic standards of voting and more transparency in reporting and so on, which are all good practices for each and any association, in my opinion. So we have instituted that. And by the 1st of June, 2nd of June, we will be submitting all of our documentation. And then it is about an 18-month process. And then we really start having tremendous levels of access within the UN system in terms of reports, and not only just accessing reports, but also the ability to comment prior to their release and injecting the voice of you, the developers of the next concepts in education. And this is, I think, is of critical importance. It also raises the flag of our members. And if I can say, this is not something that benefits any particular sector within our members. I think it is a positive win-win for all of our members, whether you're focused in pre-K or primary, secondary education, technical vocational education, or tertiary education. The UN system looks at all of this. Yes, UNIDO is more focused on technical and vocational education, but UNESCO looks at everything. And the same is true for pretty much all of the organizations out there. During my conversations with both with UNESCO and with the head of the United Nations for Kenya, one of the things that was brought to mind is if you haven't communicated successfully to a child before that child is 10 years old, the ability to shape their values vis-a-vis climate change, vis-a-vis global warming, you have lost the most critical stage in providing information. It's like learning a new language. If you don't start learning a new language before puberty, afterwards, it's still possible, but it takes so much more effort. So we're really here to be a force for good for our members, obviously, and a force for good for education for humanity. Any comments, thoughts? Timo? All right, next. The German African Forum, anyone who was present would like to speak up about this? I unfortunately was out very sick.
Yeah, so I was very happy to meet Frau Schneider from Lukas Müller on this event. Also, Nader was present on site, and for me, it was my mission during this event was to connect to representatives from African countries because of in outlook to organizing the event we are planning in springtime next year. So this is we concentrate, or the main events next year for us is the first one in Cape Town, where we are going to have a pavilion for those who have offerings or materials or whatever offers for TVET TVET workforce in Africa, in energy with that can be implemented in the energy sector. And so I wanted to meet people from South Africa to to connect, to involve them in this event. And so it was my mission. It was very interesting to hear how what African countries already implemented and what they what they need to have implemented. And it was one day, so it was a very short but very intensive meeting. I don't know if anyone, so Michael, you also were there, and I think it doesn't need to you don't need to spend much more time on this, but it was in preparation for the event in Africa.
Yeah, maybe some additional words, Alex. As an important thing was not only to meet some persons or people from Africa or ministry, whatever. Important was also to have meeting with a consultant organization who makes the project. Yeah, because I mean, it is nice to have a picture with the president of Labour. I don't remember. Yeah, it was Madagascar. I have a nice picture with the president or Ministry of Labour in Madagascar. I think I also published it already in my LinkedIn channel, but I'm not expect a project with her. But what was really important to be together with the major players in the consultant business. In Germany, it is two. It is GOPA, it's one name, and other is GOFA, I think. GOPA and GOFA, yeah. So it sounds very similar. So, and these are kind of players what we need to be connected, because they are the players who makes the project, who makes a connection link to the ministry, to the government, and also implements then us as a hardware manufacturer, and maybe also implement other companies for the service activities and so on. And I'm sure that is not only one. This is it was the German players, of course, because it was a German event, but I'm very sure we have similar companies all over the world in each countries what we need to be connected to bring our product into the market. I mean, Timo is one other representative to make a little bit a similar business, maybe not in the same level like GOPA in Germany, but it's on a good way, I'm sure. Right, Timo? Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Next.
Next one was your mission to Asia, Rodrigo. So
much too long. If I can say that I really miss my children. Timo, your relationship to time and travel has become radically altered. You miss a week with your child. It is a phase that has come and gone, and you're completely unaware. Forgive me, everybody else, but if I can say one thing, hold your baby, hold them in your arms for hour after hour, because in about 6 weeks, your baby's not going to want to be held anymore. He is going to be ready to explore the world. And every time you hold him, 5 minutes, and then he'll just want to fly. Anyway, wow, Asia. When I think of young populations around the world, I think of three regions of the world: Latin America, Sub-Saharan Africa, and Southeast Asia. This is where the world's youth is. These are the countries where 50% of the population is 17 and under. This is where perhaps not your current business strategy is, but your business strategy will have to encompass one, if not all, of these regions. I went to Qatar. In Qatar, in Doha, I had excellent meetings with the Qatar Foundation, with Education Above All, with Vice, and I think there's tremendous opportunities for us to interact, learn, participate in conferences mainly, and they embark every aspect of education, with the possible exception of a strong presence in Tibet. They do support Tibet actions outside of Qatar, and they're among the largest funders of educational projects in all shapes and forms, from a semi-private sector. They certainly share the same values as Worlddidac, and we've been invited to participate in the World Innovation Summit for Education. In its next iteration, I will be sharing information with all of you. I'm not sure if we're being invited as presenters, but certainly on a first basis, to simply hear what is going on there is of tremendous importance. We also went to try and develop and strengthen ties with the Asian Development Bank. Unfortunately, our timing there coincided with their own missions in the region, and the decision makers were unavailable to meet with us. So this is a goal that has been left unmet, and we moved it to 2025. And I think the best way to do this is ascertain good dates to meet, and then have a delegation of you members who are interested in Southeast Asia, who are interested in meeting with the principal funder, alongside with China, of educational projects in the region to go and participate. And this is something that perhaps we could have a small round table and start deciding on opportunities when we can all be there. We also went to Didacta Asia 2024, which was held in Bangkok. They were styling themselves as the successors of Worlddidac Asia. Fortunately, Stephen was present, and he made it very clear that this was not the case. Thank you, Stephen. And Stephen, would you like to say a few words about some of the interesting things that we learned in Didacta Asia?
Yeah. It was a very interesting time, and I was really happy to spend a few nice days with Rodrigo, the first time that we've had to been able to interact personally. And so I set up appointments with the organizers who I'd met a few months earlier at another event in Bangkok. And this is Messe Stuttgart from Germany. However, their manager, Hans Solter, who lives in China, he's based there and has been based there for 8 years or something like that, I believe, Rodrigo. So
Yes.
It is an important thing for us to know about. Particularly Miriam spoke about different events and linking to them and being able to offer members access to good events around the world. So there's a new player in this area of Messe Stuttgart, who was not really involved in overseas exhibitions that were very much on our radar before. They've been organizing a few, attempting to get something going in China, but it's really just German oriented. It's not a international event, as you would say. It's more like a China-German type thing, and has limited attraction for people like us, the members of Worlddidac, and also so it has limited value there. But Messe Stuttgart then, at the behest of Didacta, took it upon themselves to try to fill the vacuum that was left by our Worlddidac Asia collapsing during the pandemic, And so the organization that we worked with there disappeared. And they were billing themselves, as Rodrigo said, the new Worlddidac Asia, but it's not. They had no association with that. It's a different organizer. We had nothing to do with Mesher Stuttgart. Didacta wasn't the organizer of Worlddidac Asia, it was Worlddidac. Didacta was like a partner like any other organization, and no more, no less than that. And so we got that very, very clear with them, and they backed off that. But it's interesting their point of view, Rodrigo, that they have a desire to participate in these education events around the world, and that desire has led them to start this event in Bangkok, which was modest. It was not total failure. It was okay. It was not like what we had organized in the past years.
Stephen, your microphone cut out.
By any means, Miriam, you've been to Worlddidac Asia many times in the past. Maybe a little, Dhruv is, same time zone. So it could be built upon, but then Worlddidac itself should think about what it wants to do in Southeast Asia also as well. But they have also acquired the rights to the India exhibition from Didactics India. So they have two events that they're organizing now. Can Worlddidac partner with them to allow our members to get a special deal to participate? I think so. I think that Rodrigo can negotiate that with them. Can they really work with us and support in China? Probably less so, because although they have a lot of good words to say about supporting education, they want to do it as the organizer. They want to be the event organizer, and that will never be so for our event in China, because it's the part of the arrangement that our Chinese partners do that. And why would they want a German company would do that in China? There's no reason to do that at all. So it may be that we might bring Didacta into the China event. That would be possible. That would be fine. It'd be good to have a German pavilion, but the event organizers, Mesher Stuttgart, won't do that. But it was very interesting, and Rodrigo, you had a chance to see that for the first time, also, and to meet a lot of people, a number of our members that were there. We were constantly running into people while Rodrigo and I were there. It was very, very good, and builds up a better image in Rodrigo's mind what these events could look like and their diversity too. I'm looking forward to doing this again with you all in San Antonio.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Stephen. If I can just add two little things to that. Education Plus, which is the Messer Stuttgart event in China. It's going to be very difficult for them to cooperate with us, because it is highly likely that they will lose a significant amount of participation in their own events. They're basically a few days before our event in China. Our event is being held in one of the two most important cities in China, certainly the most international city in China. Education Plus is not, it's being held in what is considered a third-tier city. And adding difficulty to all of that is the person who used to organize Education Plus for them, Ms. Xu, has departed, and she organized it for 8 years. She has departed and now is working for Me Orient, which is the company that has been tasked with doing significant organization for the Worlddidac Asia event in Shanghai. So things are looking complicated for them in China. And as long as they refuse to work with government authority, they're always going to be stuck in this modality of a small event. Anyway, my last stop in my tour of Asia was in Kunming, China, where I met with the leaders of China Education Equipment Industry Association to discuss the preparations for Worlddidac Asia in Shanghai. The discussion covered the possibility of hosting a high-level ministerial meeting within the exhibition, a future talk in essence. in which we would try to bring ministers of education of Europe, of Africa, of Latin America, and of Southeast Asia, as well as Europe, obviously. Surprisingly enough to me, they agreed, they like the idea. So right now it is being explored. What does it mean? It means that the CIA, which is led by an ex-minister of education, will reach out to the Ministry of Education. If the Ministry of Education decides that this is something of interest to them, they will reach out to the Foreign Ministry of China. And if they also determine that this is in the best interest of China, and in my opinion, soft power is education, and it is one of the most powerful tools if you want to influence the world. I see no reason why they wouldn't do so. Then they will reach out to their embassies, and their ambassadors will reach out directly to the ministers of education. It's exciting. It's very expensive, and I really want the Chinese to take over that aspect of organizing it. If that doesn't work, it will still be a forum for thought leaders in education, for company leaders, whether it's Nisai Group or Timo, speaking about what their vision of the education of the future is all about. And that's an opportunity for all of you who are planning to attend an exhibit. It's certainly part of my mission as your Director General to realize, to give you opportunities to transmit knowledge, to be recognized, and to shape the future of education, not just in China, but beyond. Any thoughts, questions?
Yeah, I would like to point something out. You mentioned about Qatar Foundation. So there are many organisms, foundations that are funding the type of projects that we are doing. They're not going to be our customer, but they fund our customers. So I think trying to at least have some information about these organisms, because the World Bank we all know, and the ADB we all know, but there are many others like Qatar Foundation and many other foundations that maybe it will be really very important information for our members. Maybe we can put them in contact so they can, and I'm sure in the Qatar Foundation, they're eager to know manufacturers, or at least reliable manufacturers of equipment or materials that they can fund, and they can trust that they are funding good projects. So having a list or with all this foundation and trying to put in contact with our members, I think it will be a very fruitful job, and very fruitful and very good for the members. Okay, so your visit to Qatar Foundation was very clever. Okay, because they can guide us how they are doing, and I think this kind of task we have to explore a little bit more. So I think it will be very helpful for the members.
It certainly is something that merits a delegation visit. Perhaps a delegation visit that not only covers Qatar Foundation, but also Asian Development Bank and possibly Vietnam. And sometimes these types of visits require more than one visit. And I think the location of Qatar for our vision for Asia is strategic. It's an easy layover on our way to anything else that we're going. And that's my vision on reinforcing this. I had meetings with Qatar Foundation, Tertiary Education. The president of Tertiary Education is the person who received me. He's interested in introducing me to the other elements within the Qatar Foundation or under its umbrella that are of interest, including WISE. Independently, I met with one of the directors of WISE, and I also met with an ex-senior director of education above all. Education. If anyone's flown Qatar Foundation, you get on the plane, and the first video is education for all. Their mission is where there is a conflict, where there is a natural disaster, education normally is suspended. Their role is to get there and make sure that education does not stop. The children continue learning in makeshift classrooms and so on until the system really starts to take off organically once again. Their mission is really fabulous, and they support programs all over the world. Some of you may know Colombia's Pies Descalzos Foundation, which is funded by Shakira and the Qatar Foundation. So there's tremendous opportunities all over the world. And I think we would be remiss to not look at this as an opportunity. And this is an opportunity that has ample room for conversations for each and every one of our members. This is not for one particular sector. This is not just for tertiary. This is for pre-K, primary, secondary, and technical. Everybody can really have a voice here. Any thoughts? Next. I think this is self-evident. This is some of our member statistics as of October 23. As of the end of 23, we had presence in 33 countries, 86 members, which right now I think has grown. We'll give you a further report at the end of the first quarter of 2025. I think Jason will be able to talk a little bit further about this in a few minutes when he takes over the floor. But we need to grow. We need new members. We are still a Europe-centric organization, and I want to continue growing in Europe, but I have my eyes in two particular regions that I think three particular regions where we're woefully underrepresented. India, the most populous country in the world. China, what used to be the most populous country in the world. The United States, a country that leads in the creation of educational material that never leaves its frontiers. And that's something that we need to address, give confidence to the Americans that through Worlddidac they can come and get to know the rest of the world. And if I can add, I would love to find some new members in Africa and in Southeast Asia. I would like to have 2 or 3 members from Indonesia. That way LabTech is not feeling lonely anymore. I would like to have 2 members from Australia. I love their accent. What can I say? And members from South America. It's a region where education is highly valued, yet we lack any membership there. So any advice, any recommendations that you as members make to us, if that company that you have recommended and introduced me to, I can convince them to become a member, you will receive 20% discount of the membership level that new member has given. Thereby, there really is an incentive outside of the good work of bringing them to an association that I think all of you believe in. So any thoughts, opinions, or can we go to the next? Next.
The next is accounts, and the next point on the agenda, the past accounts.
Can I make a suggestion? We take a 5-minute break right now. I ran out of liquid, and I just want to make sure that my son is not playing Switch for 2 hours straight. So if we could take a 5-minute, it is 12 after, we could get together back at 17 after sharp. It would be wonderful. And Jason, you got 5 minutes to prepare for your, thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah, Dr. Rodriguez, I have a meeting starting shortly, so I may not be able to join back in, but it was great to attend my first meeting today. A
It's
pleasure and looking
Sabrina,
forward to.
I am so delighted that we will be meeting very soon
Yes,
in Washington, D.C. If you have any particular dietary needs, could you shoot me an email so I can make sure that it's taken into consideration for our lunches?
sure.
And for all those members that are listening to, if you're flying and there's a lunch or a dinner involved, Indian vegetarian is the best way to go because your taste buds still experience something at 40,000 feet.
So for those who, yeah, probably, yeah, you have noticed that all of you who go to Washington have been added to the chat group, WhatsApp group, which is should make the communication within the group easier.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, Alexandra.
Thank you, Sabaria.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Another minute and we start, Jason.
It's snowing the very big flakes. It's really a winter day.
Yeah, that's right. We're also starting to decorate our office today. Yeah, my colleagues make a nice tree and green everywhere and some gifts, but only gift boxes, empty gift boxes. That is a little bit pity. Yeah, also I do like
You
this.
need to feel
It
them.
uh, now I feel the smell. We have, it's a tradition. I don't know, in other countries we have also this little candles what you can burn, and then you have like a nice smell. I don't know what is this.
Yeah.
Maybe from Miriam from Spain, you have similar kind of things for Christmas. As like small candles, what have a nice smell. No.
No, we have the Christmas tree, and also we have normally, as we are a Catholic, or some of us, we are Catholic, we have a nativity. I have a nativity where I have the baby Jesus and the Virgin and the Saint Joseph. So it's like a small town that you decorate, and it takes some time to do it because you need to put some mistletoe and many things, and create a lake with aluminum foil and things like this. But it's really nice. I think maybe this weekend we will start doing it.
I've been to Bethlehem. There is no lake in Bethlehem.
Well, I have a river and a lake. I have we have many ducks that we need to put somewhere.
Drew, sorry, maybe because you are the only one who hasn't provided the ballot paper yet. If you would, if you don't mind doing it, just sending it. If you can fill it and send it back, we could make this session a bit shorter and not conduct the online voting, because you.
I think I've done that.
For this one. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I think I voted it. I've
Sorry.
sent it the vote screen. Thanks to Rodrigo. He reminded me, and I tried to get it done on a train.
Don't worry, Truth. Me too.
Yeah. So there, I've got the ballot paper from you, Michael.
But
let me check. Yeah.
It was a little bit misunderstanding because in a mail you wrote up to one CET, and in a ballot paper it was only the complete day sent back up to 21 of November. Of course, it makes sense to do it before we have the annual meeting, but that was the reason why I'm late.
If I can make an observation here, Dhruv Patel is in Bangkok. Am I right, Dhruv?
Yes, that
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
that's what he said. He
I only have one thing to say to you, Drov. Mango sticky rice. Delicious. And I tried having it here in Geneva, and it is very disappointing.
Your new favorite food, is it, Rodrigo? It was
I
a
mean,
nice place that we headed in Bangkok too. In fact, I'm going to make you jealous. I just had some this evening. Siri made me a mango sticky rice. It's not too bad.
I think the key is to have a mango that just ripened in the tree, and either you just plucked it or it just fell. And it's not what we get in Europe, which is something that comes frozen, container ships from someplace in the world. It never really ripened. It's
right.
Sadly.
It's not just that it has to be at peak ripeness when it's best, but it's also the type of mango. There's like, several dozen different types of mangoes. I don't know how many, maybe over 30 of them. There's so many. You see them all different shapes and sizes, and not all make a good mango sticky rice. So the ones in Thailand.
I plan to travel the world in search of that experience again.
Well, that place that we headed at, that was actually a pretty good place to have it.
It truly was. Dr. Scales, are you ready for us?
Alexander, did you find my papers? Did you find my email?
No. Have you provided it again now? Because I haven't.
I shall do that now.
Okay, thank you. So I've got anything from you. The one for the extraordinary General Assembly, yes, but not this one.
I did the whole things in one. Let me just send it to you again.
Yeah, it would be great.
Okay, let's see. Let me know. This laptop is as old as me. I'm sorry. We senior people have got our problems. Yeah.
Well, I just bought a new one yesterday.
Okay, but we can. I think.
Continue.
Jason can take over the stage if I think all of us are back.
All right. Well, thank you.
I have it now.
First off, I'd like to congratulate or, say thank you to the team for managing through some of these difficult times for Worlddidac. As you can see the financials, and you saw the membership report on the previous slide, membership has been declining. The executive team came together, put in some different initiatives. If you remember, our membership costs have increased. We had to do that in order to help protect the organization, and also it hasn't been realigned in many, many, many years. But as you can see on the financials, we are in a net positive for 2024. And one of the two things that really helped us do that, one was controlling expenses, which the team did a great job in controlling expenses. But if you look at the second category under receipts, different projects, this is where Worlddidac has reached out and actually been investigating alternative revenue streams and working with the CIA, or the association over in China, in which now, we're in partnership with the association over in China. And I think we need to expand those opportunities and bring those opportunities to our members. And as you can see on the expense side, we've been able to manage our expenses very well. Our cost and the personnel costs have not significantly increased year over year. What we're doing as far as investing into strategic initiatives, Rodrigo was able to talk about the different events that we participated in, his tour in Southeast Asia, which helped yield our partnership with that association. So I think we need to continue to invest in those opportunities to look at those alternative revenue streams. But we have to concentrate on membership. And one of the things is, you know, we need help from the General Assembly, from all of our members to help spread the word and the benefit of Worlddidac to new members and even past members. You can see that there's a lot of investment going into expanding opportunities. You have the delegation in Africa. There's going to be delegations going in Southeast Asia. We have the delegation coming to Washington, D.C. You know, so all of those things are intended to bring value to our members, and we have to focus on our membership because that typically is the primary resource or the primary income that the association receives. When we look at trade delegations or look at other things that have an opportunity to bring in revenue, it's not a major funding stream, but it's an activity that at least pays for itself for the association. So with that, I think, you know, to keep this short and brief, the association has done very well managing through this time. The association is making the correct investments to invest into the future and watching our controls. But we are on a strict membership drive to gain membership capacities because we do know that's where the majority of our funding comes from. I think you heard Rodrigo say before, they're going to be calling and discussing opportunities with members and understanding where their needs and wants are to make sure the association is doing that. But overall, a good financial result of the association as we have managed through these post-COVID times. So with that, I'll conclude my finance report.
Thank you.
I think we're okay.
Yes, so Rodrigo, are you there?
Yes, I am. Sorry, my screen seems to be frozen, but that's all right. I can talk.
Okay. So the next point on the agenda would be the showing the members, potential members of council next for the next term. We provided the BIOS in the documentation, and actually the council should consist of 10 people at least, or from 6 to 10.
No.
Yeah.
If I can correct that, as per statutes, the council's members is minimum 6, maximum 10 members. We are within the requirements with these 8 members. Also, council members have a limit number of times that they can be part of the council. I believe it is 10 years. I need to double check the statutes to be precise, but all those present here are eligible to be members. I would like to, most of the council member renews itself. It continues in their role from Finland. Robo Oy, represented by Miss Maria Hakkarainen,
yeah,
from LabTech International Indonesia. Mr. Brad Kerr, and I think everyone already knows. Members, we want to have maximum democratic representation. As of the last statutes, all members have some level of vote in the association. So if you're not part of this vote today, consider becoming part of. That was my son asking for the remote control. Becoming part of the council. It gives you added voice. It gives you an opportunity to drive the direction of the association. And what do I really want to see here? I want to see diverse voices. Not only do I want to see different levels and different types of experiences, I want to be able to learn from all of you. So thank you for those of you who are here. Yeah, in its current form that arrived post-COVID, most of our meetings have been taking place in a online format. I understand that this is easier, less expensive, and so on, but I just want to remind everybody that we lose something within this formatting. And I would like to propose that when possible, maybe we can have a mixed event, because there's a wonderful word in the English language, serendipity. You know, being surprised by things that occur by accident. So when you're having a meeting face to face, you're not geared by an agenda. Yes, there's an agenda present, but we all know how that word works. Online, we normally tend to follow the agenda or the PowerPoint. In face-to-face meetings, we have conversations, we get up, have a coffee together, and that's where magic takes place. So I would suggest that at least once a year, we try to have a face-to-face meeting when possible. And as many of you, I already know from conversations, are planning to be present in Shanghai, perhaps this might be an opportunity. Anyway, I put that out there. This is not my decision. This is a decision of the council, obviously. So thank you very much for listening to me. I'm delighted with with this council membership. Everyone is ready to play their role and help us. Hopefully next year there'll be these plus, you know, a new member from India, or perhaps a new member, or perhaps an old member from Sri Lanka, or who knows, maybe someone from Namibia or Santiago de Chile. So do we have any results in terms of the vote, Alexandra, or should we ask each member to introduce themselves? Alex, we can't hear you.
Sorry. I think you've already met. Miriam has said something. Michael Dietrich had presented himself. From Lepter, Brett is not present. Robo Maria is also not present. Drew, if you want to introduce yourself to those who are not who haven't met you yet.
There he comes.
All right. So hi, I'm Drew Patel, Chief Executive, Founder and Chief Executive of Nisai Group. We have been doing education for young people who do not go to school for whatever reasons. We are totally inclusive. We believe in total equity and equality and inclusion of the learning, but not only in learning and education, but also into workplace. So we are a lifelong learning organization. We have now students from around 30 to 40 countries around the world coming in. We have teaching centers in UK. These are pure teachers centers in UK, Brunei, Bangladesh. We're just starting up in Vietnam, just signed up a building in Vietnam for us to move in there. So it's very much inclusive education. We also provide functional skills, literacy, numeracy on vocational side. Been meeting some very high level people today regarding in Thailand, regarding skills and basic education. So I feel that we are a very an organization which can work with all of you guys, because we do not compete with you. We are the glue, brings the basic education, the functional skills, functional literacy, functional numeracy, to make sure we can get the vocational skills. In this region, the biggest elephant in the room is mother tongue, literacy and numeracy, and we're addressing that through our having a bilingual teachers, dual language teachers in Vietnam, dual language teachers in Thailand when we get approval for it. So we are moving in that direction, having local curriculum as well as international curriculum. But functional skill is very important on that. So yeah, I'd love to be on the council, but the vote is yours. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be here.
Thank you, Drew. I think the one more person on the list would be Grigore. Grigore, if you don't mind taking this opportunity for to present your company and yourself.
Hello, thank you, Alexandra, for the introduction. My name is Grigore Stamatescu. I represent the company Astri Automation, which has a background of more than 30 years as a group in industrial automation. Starting 15 years ago, we have gradually developed a technical training portfolio, which has grown over time. So we focus on these areas of industrial automation, mechatronics, and robotics at all levels. So vocational education and technical colleges, universities, and also training facilities of large companies. About myself, I work both in Asti and in the Polytechnic University of Bucharest, so I have quite a big interest in technical education. I was member for the past 2 years in the council, and I would like to continue this activity and try to bring some tangible contribution to the association, and also to meet you in person in Shanghai next year. Thank you very much.
Hopefully also in Cape Town. Yeah.
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's yeah. That's I think there is no one else who would be or will be the part of the council for the next term. The results of the voting, we need also the presence of the Daniel Schutz, or lawyer, to count it with me, but it looks that everything has been accepted. No, not and mostly, how do you call it? Not all of the voters have agreed with everything, but that's all I can say now. The minutes will be published within next few days in the members area, so you can anyone who wants to take a look on it will be able to do so. Next point on our agenda, just to speed it up a bit, the future projects and opportunities, which again might be Rodrigo, your voice or not your voice?
Thank you. If anybody wants to talk for me, that's perfectly fine, but I can lead this. We have a delegation going to North America, to the United States in particular. First, we'll be going to San Antonio, Texas, from the 4th to the 7th of December, where we will be meeting with ACTE and participating in their Career Tech Vision, which is perhaps one of the most important events in North America that deals with the areas that we as members want to be exhibiting in. I believe just as we want Americans to come to Europe, to come to Asia, Africa, and Latin America, it behooves us to go there and invite them. And I think the 4th to 7th of December, it's a great opportunity for a small group of us to go lay down the foundation, agree on what kind of pricing, advantageous pricing we can obtain for you, our members, to go and exhibit or just simply participate. I will be reporting to all of you early in the new year. We will also be meeting with Dr. Julian Eng, the president of Ivera. And my goal from that meeting is to come with a new associate member who can help give direction and open doors for our association and in particular for all our members. After that, I will be leading a group of delegates to Washington, D.C., where they will be meeting with the World Bank, the Inter-American Development Bank, USAID, the Millennium Challenge, and other associations. The primary objective there is to gain a deeper understanding and investing priorities in education by all of these organizations, where they're putting their dollars, where there may be opportunities for you as members. But I think the most important takeaway there is gain and understanding how that decision process is made. So when you, alone or in partnership, decide that this is a route you want to follow, you will do so. Another visit that we are looking at is in Washington, D.C. on the 12th of December to visit United Nations Environmental Program to see about opportunities for education in environmental practices. We are looking at the COP events, but it looks, sadly to say, that problems are arising within that framework for us to work directly with them. There is a real lack of vision at this moment. It will continue knocking on their door, but I think working directly with the countries through UNEP is in our interest, certainly in the interest of our children. So that would be the events for the closing of 2024. We also have a host of other events planned for 2025. Alex, is there another slide? So our first action for 2025 concerns Burn Expo. What will we do with them? I think there is no real interest among our members to participate in any events related to Burn. Sadly enough, we went through a cycle with Burn Expo, and it is time to move on. The location, the lack of international airports, the lack of reasonably priced accommodations and food were just simply putting Bern completely out of the competition range. And our members weren't really satisfied with the quality of the event in terms of their global needs. So we're looking at new opportunities right now, including Madrid, as Miriam and I mentioned a little earlier today. Just 2 days ago, we met with IFEMA, which is the largest exhibition space in the country, probably. And it was a very, very fruitful conversation. They have a strong desire for us to participate, first in 2025 in the form of a pavilion of 300 to 500 square meters. And in subsequent years, we will have an opportunity to evaluate what we want. Do we want to continue being a pavilion, or do we want to have a side-by-side event? Thank you, Drav. We totally understand. Miriam, is there something you would like to add to that?
Well, we have been discussing with many of the members, and we all agree that the last exhibition in Bern was not that good. So we have been discussing where we can move the European event. We need to have a Europe event where our members meet their dealers. We think it's important, and we have been discussing about many different cities. It's true that, for example, cities like Paris, they already have an event for Worlddidac, or London, they have BET. So the dichotomy was, if it was better to have a new event organized by ourselves, or it was better to go by the hand and collaborate with an existing event. So in that case, I mentioned one of the best event I know in Madrid, which is CIMO Education, and we decided to visit. I think it was a very interesting exhibition, and there were a lot of people from different places. So mainly it's more focused for technology in general. So there were professors and teachers and some companies. So we were talking with the organizers, which is IFEMA. IFEMA is a public, it's like Bern Expo. So we were talking about how we could collaborate for next year. And I think it will be good to know from the members how they feel about the idea of having an event in Madrid, which is a very lively and joyful and beautiful city. And people love to come here. So I think it will be, in IFEMA, they said to us that they offer a round experience. And it's true, because it's not only working, it's also that you can enjoy a little bit. So maybe it will be good to know from the members how they see the idea, or if they have any other place that they consider it's much better. I mean, it's a matter of find the right place to be. But what is true is that we need to move from Bern. There is no way to be there anymore. And also, we need to find some other place. So we've been discussing many options, to be always in the same place, to be 1 year to have a Rotary event. So any ideas or any will be very welcome.
Very appreciated. We need to find a way to bring it on the regular basis, maybe as a form on our website. So any suggestions or emails are very appreciated from all of you and all our members. Mm-hmm. So it definitely would help association to work on it, or to follow. There are so many events, and we can't fulfill all wishes and desires, or we can't follow it, but at least we could try and check and make a research if it's if this offer might be good for the majority of the members or half of you. Michael.
Yeah. I think we discussed this topic since a long time, and the options what you already now propose us is good. Also, I mean, I'm, of course, my favorite will be Prague. Yeah, it's close to Timo and it's close to me, but Madrid, it's also a nice offer, a nice possibility, a nice city to be there. And the idea to create an event what's moving around Europe, what is then similar to the US style, and also to the Chinese style, to make events. That will be the best option. And I think, to make it short, and you can do maybe a questionnaire to the members with this option, or maybe also offer them Madrid. You agree or no? So, and then it's done, because that will take again too much time. And finally, I mean, to use as a first event Madrid, I agree. That will be nice. It is since long. I don't know when last time it was in Spain. Never, right? So as from this point of view, it will be a good idea. And it will represent Europe much better when we go outside of Switzerland, and and then have a moving event what is going around Europe, like to the other major places in education in the world.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
Michael. We're in total agreement. There's many permutations to all of this. It could be Madrid in even years, and odd years, and it could be rotating and the even years. We just need to see what kind of a deal and what kind of interest there is out there. I love Prague in the spring. Prague right now, at this time of the year, it's a little bit on the gray and the cold side. The same problem we had in Bern. So the world is our oyster. Europe is one of them. Also, I would like to mention that we are, because we do have quite a few Swiss members who are also interested in having a Swiss-based event. We're in conversations with important organizations in Switzerland, in other cities, about what is possible. We are open to talking to the world. So in the next few months, you will see a little bit more clarity on all of this. We'll have proposals to share with you so you can all take votes on. Probably the first one that is going to come online is Madrid.
Okay.
Next.
I think the next point on the agenda is actually we are done actually, except questions if any arise from the participants.
Actually,
of this
Alexandra,
session.
the last thing I just want to mention, in our immediate future, we have Africa Energy in Daba, which will be taking from March 4th to the 6th in Cape Town, South Africa. This is not a traditional model of past exhibitions. This is not an education exhibition. This is primarily a power exhibition. But in the African continent, and not a problem that is solely in the African continent, is the power industry does not have adequate skilled workers. So those workers need educational opportunities. They need tremendous amount of trainings. And I see a very clear opportunity, initially at least in 3 sectors: power, energy, and mining. Why these 3 sectors? Because they have deep pockets, and they have a very hard time finding, identifying, and training employees for their industries. And I think many of you within your bailiwick, you have the capabilities to provide solutions for this industry. And if the solutions are not found quickly, this is going to become the bottleneck for development in these regions. And when I say these regions, I'm talking about Africa, Latin America, and Southeast Asia once again. We're also planning to participate in eLearning Africa in 2025 from May 7th to the 9th in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. I cannot say enough positive things about this event. We're looking at potential delegation destinations. In Africa, we're looking at Nigeria and South Africa. In South America, we're looking at the Pacific coast, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Chile. In Asia, we're looking at Saudi Arabia, Philippines, Vietnam, Qatar. Actually, in Saudi Arabia, we're looking at the possibility of either a pavilion inside something already taking place with the vision of eventually creating our own event there. Where else? Philippines and Vietnam definitely is going to be a delegation visiting there. Philippines because we have TESDA there, and we have the Asian Development Bank. So I think it is a very exciting moment to be part of the Worlddidac family. It's a very exciting moment for all of you to be actively participating and guiding us to where you want to go. Next. And well, the elephant in the room is Shanghai, China, from September 17th to the 11th. What is my vision here? My vision is 37,000 square meters, of which at least 5,000 square meters are ours. This would resolve many of our 2025 financial questions. It is being done in partnership with China Educational Equipment Industry Association, CEIA, which is the largest such association in China. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's not the largest such association in the world, national association in the world. And we want to make this event the largest event in the first 3 years in all of Southeast Asia. And hopefully it will become the largest international event globally, with over 100,000 square meters of exhibition space, bringing the top thought leaders in industry, in academia, in governance, and so on. So we're putting a lot of eggs there, not all our eggs, obviously, but we're putting significant efforts in making this the most important event. In the next coming days, you will all be receiving the newly developed brochure for them. 5,000 square meters really goes a very long way. We have a very generous package of remuneration for per square meter sold. And we have interesting discounts for all of you members. China has priced this to sell $180 per square meter. Nobody else in the region is anywhere near close to that, not for what they're delivering. So I'm really excited. Can't wait to see all of you there. And in the meantime, let's all keep talking so we can address what you want to see there so that you are drawn to it and it's a successful event for you.
Thank you, Rodrigo. I think we've successfully managed this. Yeah, I wish the participation was a bit bigger, so much more companies would attend our meetings in future. I don't know, Rodrigo, we need to find a way to convince members to be more involved and participate and help.
There's a couple of challenges here. One is that we hold our meetings towards the end of the fourth quarter when companies are having their own internal alignments. So it is a little bit of a challenge to get everyone to participate as we would like them to do so. But I think we need to do a better promotional outreach to all our members, send out teasers, send out questions, send out 5-minute interviews as to why it behooves them to do so. And this is not something that we need to do just at the end of the year. In the coming weeks, all of you are going to receive a questionnaire, which I hope all of you will respond to, where we ask, what can you talk about for 5 minutes? What 3 questions can I pose to you about education, about your vision? That serves 2 purposes. It provides material for Worlddidac to express itself globally, and also for you to present the educational solutions and visions for education that you have as an organization or as an individual. I've spoken to many of you, not all of you yet, but to many of you, and you are some of the most dedicated, intelligent, and thoughtful people I've met. I can't see anything but a win-win for all of us if we start voicing our thoughts, increasing the leverage of this association for you and your companies to communicate and provide a vision for the future for the world.
Thank you. That's time to say have a nice end of the day or morning for
some of you.
For Stephen, for some of you.
Afido saying, no, Stephen is nighttime. It's for those to the west of us that it's morning.
Okay. Thank
Nadia.
you. Nadia, it's Nadia. It's Nadia. I hope
No
Nadia
problem.
belongs.
He pronounced
Nadia
it very
belongs
well.
to the company. Nadia.
It's the Latin thing.
Okay. Okay. So thank you very much again for your participation. The results of the voting will be presented within the members area as soon as I can go through the process together with the lawyer who will be the witness. And but it seems like we have
Alexandra.
Yes.
Alec, as Michael pointed out, legally speaking, we have to wait till midnight of today in order to really begin assessing votes, because the fact is, our members have until then.
Yeah. Okay.
Next time we'll make it end a day before.
Next time we should conduct it in Asia, in Shanghai. Hopefully in person. This is how we used to have it in the past. I mean, Jula probably can recollect some meetings from the past. I think the last one we had in person was in Bern in 2018.
That's correct.
Yeah. So there was an in-person meeting and it was wonderful, but it seems to be a long, long time ago.
Well, I promise that if we have the next one we have in person, I will bring large quantities of bourbon and green tea, just in case for those of us who don't drink.
Okay.
Jason, the bourbon was to entice you.
I will
Come to
drink your
Kentucky.
bourbon.
Yeah, tell me the menu
You will drink
immediately.
my
I will be
tea.
there.
Okay. Thank you very much. It was lovely to see you all together. I mean,
Thank you very much.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Nice weekend.
Bye-bye.